Hi, this is Krista Stefani. This training module will provide you with information related to providing the information included in the service-specific tab of this workbook related to extra care for children with disabilities, or as it may be referred to, disability-related child care. This information is being collected in part of a rate study effort being conducted by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services related to services provided throughout the Aged and Disabled waiver. Now, in order to access the Extra Care for Children with Disabilities Service-Specific tab, you must first navigate to the Services tab of the workbook and either select or type X related to Extra Care for Children with Disabilities. Once you do that, you will need to click on a separate tab within the workbook, but then the Extra Care for Children's tab will populate and appear. Once you click on that tab, the questions we are asking related to this service delivery are included on this worksheet, and we are asking you to provide information based on your best estimate of what occurred during your fiscal year ended 2021 for the current services. And if you have it available, any information that you had related to your fiscal year end 2019. We are hoping to have a glimpse into what changed for your service delivery prior to the COVID-19 pandemic and what is currently happening today. The information that we are requesting related to this service involves what your caseload and how you provide these services. So our first question is asking you to provide what is the number of individuals who received this service from your organization during 2021. The next question is asking for the number of days per year you provide services. So if your agency operates 365 days a year, you will populate 365 days. If your agency is only open during work days or weekdays, then you will need to calculate the number of weekdays applicable to your fiscal period ended in 2021. The next question is asking, what is the average number of days per year a typical individual participates in the service? We realize not all individuals or participants receive services from you on a daily basis. So within a span of a year, what is the average number of days that you are providing care to children with disabilities? Also, the next question is asking, what are the average number of days the average number of hours per day you provide services? So if your organization is open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., you would state 12 in this field. If your organization operates 24 hours a day, you would type 24. The next item is asking you to provide what is the average number of hours per day a typical individual receives services. So if you are providing care for 2 hours per day, on average per individual, you would type 2 in this field. To provide us with a little bit more information related to the length of service provided per day related to individuals, we are asking you to calculate what % of individuals receive less than 4 hours of service per day and what % of individuals receive 4 or more hours of service per day. If you populate these fields, as in the example, as 40% and 60%, you'll see that the message that was here disappears. As long as the percentage of these two fields equals 100%, that message will disappear, and that's what we would like to see when you submit your survey. The same information that I just walked through related to your fiscal year 2021 is being requested related to fiscal year 2019 if you have that information related to that period, so we can get an idea of your pre-COVID-19 pandemic service delivery. The next couple of questions ask if you provide this service in a group setting. So that what we mean by a group setting is Do you provide this service using one direct support professional to a group of 2 individuals or participants at the same time, or there could be more participants? If that answer is yes, then we're asking you to populate what is your typical group size. Do you normally have one direct support professional providing services to a group of 2, a group of 3? Maybe you have a mix and maybe 50% of the time it's a group of 3 and 50% of the time it's a group of 2. Then you would enter 2.5 here for your typical group size. In the last few questions, we are asking you to provide us with additional information related to staffing ratios. And what we mean by staffing ratios is what is the ratio of your direct support professionals to the number of individuals or participants receiving the service. Based on the services that you provide, we're asking you to populate or estimate a percentage of your individuals who receive services in the following staff to individual ratios. So if 100% of your services are provided on a 1 direct support professional to 1 participant ratio, you would enter 100 in this field here. But if you provide in other settings, services in other settings, you'll need to figure out a percentage. We did pre-populate a few staff to individual ratios scenarios on these lines, but in case you provide services in a different manner, you have the ability to populate up to 4 other staff to individual ratios here. We thank you for your time in completing this cost survey, and we also thank you for your time in reviewing this training.